Crikey, it's taking its time. Okay. Okay, so we're live. We're live. Great. Yeah, sorry I didn't bother with my intro or anything today or that. I don't know if anyone's gonna bother watching, but um this is just a little chill stream if anyone wants to come in. Links at the top there. It's just gonna be a little anybody wants to get away from the royal funeral for a little while. Yeah, we'll just come in and have a chill, maybe have a beer or something, which is pretty much all I'm gonna do. Um, this is not going to be a bash on the royal session either, so if that's what you're thinking, that's not really what the intention is. I'm just need a break from it all. I know it's getting near the end of it all now. Whatever, it's almost over, but it's getting a little. You do kind of just want a little bit. It's still going to be going most of the day, isn't it? So you know, it's what it is. I don't see anybody in the chat yet, so I don't, we've got to give it a couple of minutes, haven't you? People realise you go on live, and YouTube being YouTube doesn't tend to notify people anyway. And I suppose there's probably some people that are sat at home watching the funeral. So, um, but yeah, I just felt like I needed a break from it all. Um, yeah, hi Sandy. Yeah, they are. They're not. They're almost done. I think it's in the. They're in the chapel at Windsor now. Where they're gonna, put her in the grounds in a minute. I think, and I suppose it'd be over. But the coverage is going to go on a lot longer. So, hello, Cyclops. As I said, there's links. If I know you, of course, I'll let you know. People. Yeah, hi Gary. Yeah, I imagine it is getting a bit late for you, mate. Yeah, it's. I'd imagine it is pretty darn late for you. You guys getting Thursday off, aren't you? Yeah, long drawn out process for sure. Well, yeah, it's going to be 1:34 in the morning. Yeah, crikey. Yeah. Well, these royal events are going to take a bit longer now because we've got a king now and he can only move one square at a time. So yeah, so that's the best joke. That's about the only joke I'm going to do about it today, to be honest. Um, it's just trying to find out, in a sense, what else is going on in the world right now. Because I mean, there's bound to be stuff, and it's just like, you know, it's not really raging here. I mean, there's been obviously some talk about it, but I'd say I don't know. It's just there was the incidents of the Republican protesters getting arrested or something the other day. I don't know. I've kind of switched on off of it to be. I just kind of switched off for the whole thing, to be honest. Um, I've just kind of, but yeah, anyone wants to come in now and chat for a bit, you know. Yeah, you are right. Yes, yes. Sorry, Gary. We are starting to talk about it now, and well, we shouldn't really be because I sort of said this. This is so I don't intend this to be a bash on the monarchy session either. So I guess just a chill session if anyone wants to come in. I suppose. You know. Um, Um, I'd like to think I'm not the only one that's just wants to get away from it for an hour or two. You know, you'd hope. You'd hope. Yeah, climate change, inflation. Yeah, all these. Yeah. Well, only got depressing. Yeah, it is only. It does only seem to be bad news at the moment. I did speak the other day. So the last video that's up on my YouTube channel, I spoke at a trade union fundraising event, but I hate I hate actually getting up on stage in public speaking. But I sort of try to do the best I can, and I filmed it, put up on my YouTube channel. So um, you know, um, no, 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 and definitely not. I'm definitely not keen on her. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, yeah. I saw you commented actually. Yeah. But it was. I don't know. I feel like apparently they sold us a lot of tickets to this event, but there's not many people actually turned up. So I don't know. I mean, I hope it was actually, worthwhile event for the local trades union council to do. To be honest, because um, I hope they didn't lose money on it. I really do. Um, that Yeah, the strokes will be back on. Now, look, reality is going to kick back in, and tomorrow, and there we go. It's just, it's a little surprising actually. Yeah, well, we've had as well. We've had railway workers in particular have been in a series of strikes. Postal workers, which is obviously what I do. We were involved. We got some telecoms workers. Also, there's a local dispute with ferry workers got guys who work on the ferries to the one of the ferry companies that run ferries to the Isle of Wight. They won their dispute. They absolutely won hands down. So probably goes to show you can win. If you stick together. Yeah. Um, yeah. So sorry to hear that, Sandy. You'll you can run some errands and this afternoon. Not be a menace on the roads. Uh, yeah. Oh, I suppose it's lucky for you. I suppose it's lucky for you. I'd say we on the whole have had a fair bit of public support. You get the odd little dickhead comment in, but it's not been pretty well supported actually. Um, so people have had enough now. It's so yeah, it's we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not looking like it's gonna any of these disputes are gonna get solved anytime soon. No, from what we're seeing. Um, Oh, I was handed this. I'm going to show you people this. Okay, I was handed this little while ago, actually, by some like evangelical street preachers, right? And I suppose at some time I'm going to have to do an actual like read through this and like address the crap that's in it. And I was just trying to get by. I just said, "Listen, no, I'm not in the mood to talk. I'm an atheist anyway." So immediately hearing that, he hands me this tiny little leaflet saying, "Is it wise to be an atheist?" At some point, I've actually got to have a read through this and see. We've got to have a little read through this, and I have no idea if Pascal's wages involved in it, Gary. Actually, I haven't really read this. It does. Let's have a little look. It's questions like, "Why can't I see God? Why is the world in a mess?" Okay, so we got the problems of divine hiddenness and the logical problems of evil. Problem of evil already. What you know? Okay, that seems to be the main. That seems to be the main thing throughout this. Yeah, if God is there, why can't I see him? If God is there, why is the world such that if this God isn't there, why doesn't he care and come here and help? You know, so I don't see any mention of Pascal's wager in that anywhere, but it looks like it's the problem of evil and the problem of divine hiddenness. So oh yeah, of course we do. It's all we want to do. Pascal's wager is so ridiculous. Let's have a little look. I can't remember this on the. Can't remember this. The atheist wager on the atheist's wager. Um, I can't remember this. I think it was Michael Martin. This was supposed to be a like an atheistic response to Pascal's wager. So says this Martin's wagers states that if one are able to analyze their options in regard to how to live their life, and we'd arrive at the following possibilities, and that is you may live a good life and believe in God, and a benevolent God exists, in which case you can go to heaven. Your gain is infinite. Okay, that's what um, you may live a good life without believing in God, and if a benevolent God exists, in which case you go to heaven, your gain is infinite. Um, you you may live a good life and believe in a God, but no benevolent God exists. In which case you can leave a positive legacy. Your gain is finite. Um, You may live a good life without believing in a God. No benevolent God exists, in which case you can leave a positive legacy. Your gain is finite. Um, so essentially, it's a benevolent God exists, belief in God, heaven. If you've lived a good life or whatever, okay, but benevolent God exists and there's like heaven and hell. You live a good life, you go into heaven. Um, Either way. And if not, you leave a positive legacy if you live a good life. And and I suppose um, it is very much leaning on the possibility though of does seem to be leaning a little bit on the possibility though that if a God exists, he has to be a benevolent God. From what I can see of this, and I don't know. I suppose it'll work. I suppose it works. You know, it doesn't seem to have the possibility here that but no benevolent God exists, but a God exists that's callous and wicked or whatever, and just sends you to hell for not believing anyway. So it doesn't really necessarily address that question, but um, Yeah, I understand that, mate. I'm not. It's probably never. It's never going to end. I don't think. But like I said, the funny thing is though, it's like I said, I kind of almost gotten a bit of a reputation for like calling out other atheists that for over the last year or so than I have for really like taking on Christians, which is a bit weird. But then, I'd say it's sorry to say. I mean, I think some of the worst arguments have been coming out of atheists over the last year or two. So I'm sorry to have to say that, but Cyclops saying, not sure if I have any hardcore theist friends. I don't talk religion with friends. It's hard enough to keep friends without talk. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Um, Fading away, but this is the thing. I think it's one of the things that a lot of the atheist activists, I feel, when they start talking about a world where without religion, that's never going to happen. It's always going to be around in some shape or form. I think we don't want it having a political influence. I'd say is that's a realistic goal to try and work through to world over. But I don't think I don't think religion's going away altogether. It's never going to go away 100%. It's always going to be around in some form or another. Um, so yeah. But yeah, I'll get to sit through there and actually have a read of that leaflet sometime. I might just do that as a separate. Um, I think political is why it will remain with us. If it had no influence, it would be useless. But this is what I mean. It's the best you can hope to do is limit the political influence of religion. Really, I don't think you can. To imagine that we're going to make it go away altogether. Um, I think that's wishful thinking. I think that's absolutely wishful thinking. So yeah, it's not. It's not. It's just not going to happen. Um, but as I say, I mean, I think, as I said, it's been a bit difficult for me because, as I said, I've seen a lot of what I've called some really bad arguments coming out of the atheist side, though. Recently, it kind of just reminds us sometimes we need to get our own shit in order. And I just I know I get a little frustrated with the discourse and of it, and then I'm not sure I'm not even sure how a lot of these like debates or whatever how what they're actually achieving anymore. Um, you know, I suppose in that respect I've gotten a wee bit disillusioned with it, but with the arguments, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah, quite possibly, quite possibly, Gary. Yeah, but as I said, yeah, I've I've not been able to sit down and watch one of these like debates between a theist and an atheist for quite a while. In fact, the last one I've actually was probably the one I was involved with Isaiah. Um, I think actually atheist pastor's gonna be is either having a discussion or stroke debate with him tomorrow at some point. So I might watch that. Well, I probably will. I probably will. Um, I'm not quite sure whose channel it's on. Whether it's going to be on Isaiah's channel, whether it's going to be on Chris's channel. I don't know. Yes, apparently it is tomorrow. I'm not sure whose channel it's on though. Or I mean, so I think mainstream atheists established a brand momentum. There's a little fresh content, but it's always to an audience to be entertained. Yes. Case in point, the atheist experience. I just find that um, I just find that show absolutely tedious. I can't watch it now. I just can't watch it now. Mind you, I have been told by one or two people that Dillahunty's softening up a little bit, so maybe he's taken on board some of the criticism that people have had about how he's just slapped some people down on that show. I don't know, um, but I haven't been able to bring myself to sit down and watch an episode for a long time. I mean, the only one of those call-in shows, sort of call-in things I'll really, really watch now is, and I don't watch them every week, is Eric and V. I think they're the only ones I see are having decent conversations. I can't stomach any of the ACA shows. Hey, Dave, good to see you, mate. Yeah, I'm not just having a little, just having a little chill, mate. Um, Today, I say chill. Get away from the TV and all of that for a little while. That's kind of just what the whole point is. But yeah, it's gonna be. But okay, I'm probably not gonna watch a lot. Okay, yeah, I'll put it in. Um, yeah, I understand now. I mean, he rubbed me. I mean, he and I did not start off very well at all, as people know. I've trying to give Isaiah a chance. Now, I mean, the thing is, I think I've kind of worked out his sort of sense of humor a little bit. So I still think I think he's out. I still think he's wrong on certain things. Of course, I think he is wrong on certain things. Um, but yeah, I guess I'm kind of working his sense of humor out and stuff a bit now, and I think, but yeah, I can see why he rubs you the wrong way, Sandy. I mean, he because he certainly rubbed me the wrong way when I first came across him. But I think I'm a lot. I mean, I like to think I'm sort of worked him out now and worked him out and could understand him a little bit more. And and hopefully he's growing and he's growing as a person and whatever as well. So um, I mean, I've been wrong before, but I'm kind of inclined to give the guy a bit of principle of charity now, and because he's been pretty cool to me. I can't say since we got over our little. Yeah, you still enjoy the show. I don't watch for anything. You won't get anything novel. It's and I feel this is what has annoyed me about it. It's just like I feel they're getting for because they put it into clips and it so we can get clips up of Matt Dillahunty slaps down a fierce caller. I mean, I've heard that enough times now, and I've got to be honest. I've seen people. I mean, I've seen actually some fierce. Well, not necessarily, but some people who call in who've made some good arguments that he just doesn't want to see to address. So, um, you try to bring agnosticism up or something, he won't talk to you. I guarantee you that he definitely won't talk to you. Um, I'll just take my camera off for 2 seconds. But I suppose you've got to realise that in a sense that the ACA is it's those shows are not there to I think really to how like any sort of proper academic style or proper discourse between theists and non-theists. That I mean, the ACA are the ACA are effect. I mean, they are an activist group, so um, got into a spat with Leo a little while ago because one of my best Tangang friends was in an argument and I felt I had to support him. Okay, yeah, I don't. I mean, I think I've only ever spoken to Leo. Maybe I'm not even sure if I've been in a stream with him. I think if I have, it's been like once, maybe twice. He's a quite a switched on guy. Yeah, he seems to be. But yeah, I do think he seems to. I don't know. I have noticed. I think he does tend to occasionally rub people the wrong way for some reason. But I don't really know Leo well. I mean, apart from a few interactions on Twitter, like I said, I can't say if I've ever been in a hangout with him. If I have, it's probably been like once. Um, I yes, I think they do and they don't. I tend to think that yeah. I mean, it does definitely help. It definitely has a lot of value in yes, people who are new to atheism or are discovering some of these arguments for the first time or so on. And but then when I feel when they get in, you get to a certain point where it's not doesn't. Unfortunately, I think I get frustrated when I see people who've not gotten beyond parroting what Matt Dillahunty says on there, and I think that's where I feel it's gotten bad. Or it's that's where it's gotten bad. Hey, Mark. What's all this? This is just a break from the. This is just we're just having a little stream. That's I don't know, just a bit of a little break from the um all the funeral stuff today. It's not a bash on the monarchy session either. So it's like I said, it's a funeral free zone, and we'll just gonna chill really. And if anyone wants to come in, yeah, yeah. This is why I feel like I felt like the last person on there who could kind of keep Matt in check a little bit was Tracy Harris, and ever since she's not been on there I think she was the last person I remember who was a good counterweight to. Um, oh, thank you very much, Mark. I hate public speaking, and then I kept trying to go through my speech, and like the pages always seem to be at disorder. And I just got to a point where I just threw the bloody thing down on the floor and just winged it because I just couldn't. Just trying to look through pages, it just wasn't working for me. Uh, Tracy's awesome. Produces a lot of. Is she actually doing anything now? Because I thought she'd pretty much just given up. Not just doing anything. Like podcasting or YouTube wise ever since she left the ACA. I just thought she'd kind of, um, okay, I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna have to check out what I'm gonna have to check it out. What is she doing? I'm gonna have to check it out because I think that'd be interesting. Because yeah, I'd be interested to see what she's do, what's she's doing. But Yeah, because I know she was part of the whole, um, kerfluffle gate, shall we call it? Which I don't think we need to get into all that drama again because that was a hell of a home in my head. That's the name. Okay, that's the progressive conversations with activists. Okay, that sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Um, yeah, I genuinely think though she was the last one on there who I think was a good who I think was a good counterbalance to Matt. Um, I mean, and I do genuinely like some of the other hosts that are on there, and I'm a little surprised Shannon Q doesn't put her foot down with Matt a little more often, actually, because she is very capable of having really good conversations with people, and I kind of because I've seen Shannon do that from when she sort of first started appearing on like YouTube shows. She's always has quite good, interesting conversations with people. If you give her a chance to. So I'm a little surprised that she hasn't put her foot down with Matt on that a little bit. I mean, maybe she has said something behind the scenes I don't know about, but um, I mean, I assume Shannon's still a co-host on there. I mean, she was the last I heard, but then I said I don't really watch it, so um, but I don't really watch it anymore. But so yeah, Paul Mo's. Yeah, I know Paul Moley does his own stuff. I haven't watched him in a little while. Actually, I don't know why. I don't. There's no particular reason I've stopped watching Paul. I mean, Paul's Paul's really good. I mean, I still love the old Ham and Eggs series. Yeah. Like I said, the only ones. Like I said, the only ones I honestly, with those call-in shows, I'll still watch is the um, American V. I will not watch the. I won't watch the Line. I won't watch any of the shows on there. Give her a chance. Give her a chance, Mark. She made plenty of cock-ups before she became prime minister, but she give her half a chance. She does not strike me as a particularly bright human being. I've got to say that our new prime minister. But then I don't honestly know. I don't honestly think she's going to be. I don't know. Oh, you missed a lot. You've missed a lot of stuff, honestly. Then Gary, because a lot of shit came out about him. A lot of shit come out about him. And the guy's a fucking wanker. I'm gonna say the bloke's a wanker. Um, I won't go into it all now, honestly, but because there's so much out there. But yeah, he and the he's not the virtuous person he makes himself out to be. I'll tell you that, nothing for nothing. And yeah, I won't support anything he's involved with. And it's a shame because there are people on that channel who I think do some good stuff. I mean, Katie and Arden are probably the ones I try. I really want to support your show. I really do want to support you and watch you, but I can't while you. I just cannot while you're on your take. on that platform owned by that dickhead. I will not support him in any way, shape, or form. Hey Esther, good to see you. Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, there was that whole like Reddit of people who came forward as well with their problems they'd had with Jimmy Snow. So yeah, he's an arsehole. Bloke's an arsehole. Um, um, that's all I got to say about him. I unsubscribed from him fucking ages ago. Um, and I just won't support his channel. So, yeah. Oh, does he ever do that? Does he ever do that, Mark? Like here's the classic one, and because I want to ask this, right? How the hell it was that he got himself onto Chris Hansen's YouTube channel to talk about the Onision thing, when he had never, when there's like hundreds of YouTubers that have covered Onision like pretty much full, because Onision's like one of the biggest flipping people on YouTube that everyone's seen. I mean, I've covered him in the past. I actually stopped because I thought that, no, this stuff is, it's I felt it's a bit like picking, it's a bit like picking, because I stopped doing it because I felt like it was kicking a puppy. It was so easy. Um, but um, how the hell Jimmy Snow got himself onto Chris Hansen's program, and he never covered that story ever, and presented himself as a cult expert, and all he did was regurgitate the bike model anyway. And I was like, well, god damn, Chris Hansen, if you wanted to get someone on to talk about the bike model, I'd have got Telltale on, because who could talk about it a lot fucking better than Jimmy Snow could anyway. Um, and yeah, and I'm like, and then yeah, Jimmy grifted like fuck off of that. He absolutely grifted like fuck. Presented himself as a cult expert and stuff. That was absolutely. I don't blame you, Gary. I know it's yeah, it must be yeah, it must be gone 2 o'clock in the morning for you now, isn't it, out there? Yeah, okay. That entertainers, you're right. Entertainers don't have to be experts, but he shouldn't be fucking presenting himself as an expert on something that was actually quite a serious topic. When there was with the Onision story, where there was abuse involved and possible cult-like behaviour, Jimmy Snow should had no fucking business presenting himself as a cult expert. And I just thought that was a just real dishonest, scummy thing for him to have done. Um, and there's a lot of dishonest, scummy things I think he's done, but I thought that was just such an opportunist. Yeah, I was not impressed with that at all. I was not impressed with that. So, hiya, Theo. I'll just say if anyone wants to pop in, the link's pinned. Anyone wants to pop in for a little while. It's few... Hey, Double D, how are you, my friend? Dick Dawson, the one and only Dick Dawson. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Yeah, I'm just taking just it's a little bit of just a break from the funeral thing today. I'm just, but it's not a let's get together and have a bash on the monarchy session either. So I don't want I don't want to go down that path, but just kind of just um chilling really, and chilling out. Hey George, good to see you, mate. I think it's pretty much. I would imagine the funeral's pretty much over now, but you know the coverage is going to be going on probably all day. I'd imagine. So uh, yeah, good to see you, Dick Dawson. Absolutely good to see you, mate. Um, I suppose realistically, yeah. I most thing, yeah, most things are sort of shut here today. Obviously, of course. So she's your head of state as well, wasn't she? I forget. Sometimes forget that. I forget you're in Canada for some reason. Um, okay. See you later, Gary. Okay, mate. Cool, cool. Don't know if your son's today, so I can finally show up again. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Why do I forget you were in Canada, Dick? I don't know. I don't know why I should forget that you've made it. It's definitely a point you've been pretty damn clear on over the years. Fucking damn it. I'm in a bit. I need to find some painkillers. I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. I need to find some painkillers. I'm having some of my medical issues have just hit me. All right, I'm gonna put a little back in couple of minutes sign up. All right, so don't go away, everyone. I swear I'll be back. Um, um, I'm in a little wee bit of I will be back in like a couple of minutes. I promise. Okay. I'll be back. I need to get some painkillers badly. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'll just explain. I won't go into details about what exactly is wrong with me, but I do I do have some long-term health issues. Uh, it sometimes causes me a bit of discomfort if I'm sat down too long, and um, it just had a little flare up then, and I can normally treat it with a bit of painkillers and just if I need to stand up for a few minutes. I apologise. I stepped away, but I kind of had to because I was I just had a little bit of a flare up. Okay, and it wasn't very nice. Um, but I'm not going to go into like details of what's wrong with me. But it is a long. It's been going on for years. Let's put it that way. Um, yeah, she's been going on since before I even started on YouTube. But so I just try and catch up with the chat there. Um, I'll see you later, Sandy. Yeah, uh, the latest Starlet's sats going over last night. It was cool to see. I'm sure a few conspiracy types are being invaded. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, oh, Dave, mate. Yeah, no worries, mate. It it just causes me a little bit of serious discomfort. So normally I can just treat it with a couple of ibuprofens or something, and normally that does the trick for a while. So it's more thank you, Cyclops, as well. Thank you for that, mate. Oh, let's get rid of this banner here. Sorry, forgot that's still on the screen. Yeah, I'd imagine the so how's the how's the shills going at the moment, Dick? I just sort of like renewed because I had a bit of an issue with my card or whatever, so I had to get a new card. So I just like renewed my membership of the channel like the other day, like um so okay. It sounds like B Mills above might be joining us in a little bit. He's just busy doing some stuff at the moment and doing some deliveries and stuff, I think. So still fighting the strike, but we will win this Friday. Oh, you had another strike. Oh, for fuck's sake! Who's did it? Who what? Oh dear. I'm sorry that you had another strike, mate. But look, it's not the first. It's not the like you said. This isn't the first. Mate, I can't believe you haven't hit 5,000 already. I'm going to say this. Like, Shills is like, Dick. You want to put a link to your chat to the Shills in the chat, mate. You if anyone's not if any one of my audience for any reason is not sub to these got to that channel, you please go and sub to them. I think probably most of you are, but if there's anyone for any reason who is not a subscriber to the Shills, okay, copyright. Another person who doesn't understand fair use. I'm assuming, yeah. Um, well, I think you must. I think the Shield. There you go, guys. Listen, if anyone is not subscribed to this channel, it is fantastic. I mean, so you got some good variety stuff on there. I mean, you got the Silly Shields show, which is kind of the sort of the genesis of the thing, which just having a bit of fun debunking like the likes of flat earthers, conspiracy theorists, soft sits, a lot of this stuff. You've got like the pub chats or whatever. We have a bit of a bit more. And I'll tell you what, guys, you've been having Starsky on from the Ukraine, and keeping everyone sort of up together what's going on the ground there. It's absolutely, which has been really good. It's been really good, mate. So yeah, oi. Yeah. Oh yeah, George, mate. Thanks for subscribing to the shows, mate. Yeah, you ought to check out one of their shows, mate. And you want to check out what you just check out some of their shows, mate. Like I said, the pub chats are awesome. The Silly Shield show, and they just have some really flipping and yeah, Operator Starsky who comes on regularly from Ukraine is that's been an absolutely. I think it's been good just because you have like a weekly update where Starsky's coming on and talking about what's going on out there. Who's obviously from Ukraine and is noticed what's going on the ground. It's quite enlightening to um, yeah, and I'm glad you've raised cash for them as well. Um, it's been absolutely fantastic because that's been absolutely fantastic. But but yeah, I mean I've been a Dick and the guys have finally well they've had me on like they very they're one of the first channels to actually give me a little shot really when I was sort of tiny little YouTuber, and was just still am. But I mean, I was like, I think I might have just about had 100 subs or something the first time. For the first time, like that the guys had me on. And even though debunking idiots like flat earthers is something I dip my toes into now again and again, but it's not really my thing because I'm not a science guy. So I can't. But it's more sometimes it's just funny to point and laugh at these idiots. You know, I mean, I caught up with some of FTFE's videos recently, and the latest little stupid that Sleeping Warrior did. It was, that was with the clouds and Coriolis. What a fucking dipstick that! What a dipstick that fucking Sleeping Warrior is. But yeah, well, that's a good thing, mate. I mean, that's actually what's really good. Actually, that you've always showcased a lot of guys who aren't necessarily big content creators. I mean, you've had them. I mean, that's not to say you haven't had them on. I mean, I know you've had Cats has been on there a few times. I know. You have had some big names on there, but yeah, Riley, Sleeping Warrior Riley, he is the absolute worst. Funniest thing is like Anthony Riley, Sleeping Warrior. He just in his own mind, he thinks he is like this intellectual giant as well. It is so funny. And apparently, the one thing apparently he's allegedly supposed to have like got a bachelor's in law or something like that in the UK, and um, anytime he's been involved with a legal case, he's lost. So he's clearly not as good as he's clearly not as good at law as he thinks he is either. It's yeah, dipsticks are used to Anthony Riley is not. Anthony Riley is, and it's the thing is though, guys like him as well is, and some of these flat earthers, some of them are just really nasty, horrible human beings as well, and Riley definitely is in that camp because we've seen the we saw some of the direct message he sent to Culture Cats like a while ago or whatever, and I just thought, yeah, he's a nasty piece of work. I mean, I don't know. He's kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to kind of quantify who's worst amongst ones who flat earthers who are being arseholes. I mean, obviously Daniel Pratt's got to be way up there, but I almost feel like Daniel Pratt, though, at the same time, I know he is a nasty human being, but at the same time, I don't. I think the guy has legitimately got something wrong with him. And upstairs, he's legitimately not playing with a full deck of cards. And I mean, he's like one of the guys that I actually do seriously worry that that there's going to be a news story about him doing something really bad one day. It's going to be Daniel Pratt. If I had to put my money on a, yeah. Oh, Arwen's an arsehole. Arwen's an absolute arsehole. Um, but you notice this. You notice this, Dick. All right. I'll tell you what. Probably the two nicest guys who were in Flat Earth are the guys who've left, which is Seek Truth, Speak Truth, and Ranty. They were like the two. They were like the two nicest guys in the whole flat Earth thing. And you notice that, I don't know. I don't. There's definitely a correlation. I'm not going to say causation there, but there's definitely a goddamn correlation there. They're the two that have left flat Earth, and like they're two of the. I mean, like Seek Speak Truth's a lovely guy. I can't say a bad word about him as a human being at all. Same thing with Ranty. Whereas, yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. That's the sort of thing I expect to see a news story like that about Daniel Pratt one day. I totally expect to see that sort of story about him. Um, he's yeah, guy's got something seriously wrong with him. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Daniel Pratt must hold a record or something though for the amount of times that someone's been kicked off of this platform um, for things he said on his chat on his various channels. This is why I think whenever he has a channel, he never really gets, even though he's sort of like very well known, he never seems to have a channel with much more than 200 or 300 subscribers because he always gets himself kicked off of YouTube before he can grow. So, oh yeah, Dick, I'd like that. I just yeah, just let me know how much you want for it because money's a bit of an issue for me right now. So I do need to get. I mean, I do need to even get something better just on a temporary basis than the pair of headphones I've got right now. Honestly, um, oh, that's cool to know, mate. Just pay shipping, mate. Okay. Yeah, I'll chat to you on like Discord or something about that at some time, mate. Okay. I'll try and remind myself. I'll DM you on Discord or something. Oh, sorry to that, dude. Small schedule change. I'm currently stuck in a very unstable, tired, awake state, not being able to fully waking up yet. Yeah, I see. I know Discord's generally the best place to get hold of you, Dick. which is ironically because you know. Oh, thanks very much for that, George, as well. Yeah, I did. Yeah, my last video that was out, mate, was I was on stage at the Joiners actually, and I'm not very good at public speaking, and I did freeze up a couple of times, but seemed to um it's I mean it's all going to be on because everyone's taken, like, all the disputes seem to stopped because of, you know um obviously the Queen passing away and stuff, but so a lot of the disputes got called off. But yeah, coming it's going to be a very difficult couple of months ahead, I would imagine. I'd like to think that, we'd like to think that these some of these disputes are going to get sorted before it becomes like another winter of discontent in Britain, but I don't see it happening. I mean, the RMT's dispute, I don't see that happening anytime. And let's be honest, I think the government themselves are actually causing a bit of the problems there. Um, our bosses have been literally gone out and lied on TV saying that they're willing to meet with the CWU anytime they want, and that's just, I mean, they told, I've never known them. I mean, look, I've seen people obviously will, are going to put their own sides of the story out in the media. That's a given, isn't it? But I've never seen so much just dishonesty from my employers go out there as what they've done in this dispute, and I don't mind saying that publicly, but um, I actually spoke at a CWU conference of it, and I did better at that than what I did at the Joiners. Although at least I can say that I've been on the same stage that all these famous bands have been on over the years now, and like, but because there's so many like acts that went on to be like huge bands that played at the Joiners over the years. I mean, obviously, Oasis is the one everyone remembers. Coldplay, Green Day, you know, um, you know, um, While She Sleeps. I saw them there before they got sort of fairly big. Just to name a few, naming a few. I've seen so mane bands there. I mean, and I've seen people who were fairly well known, like saw Wolves. Yeah, I remember seeing Wolfsbane there, which Blaze Bailey's bands. He used to be the lead singer of Iron Maiden for a little while. So saw them there. Um, yeah. Surprised Dick Dawson hasn't actually played on stage at the Joiners in Southampton. Actually, I know Dick was during Dick's rock and roll days. So that's a band. While She Sleeps, they're a heavy metal band that they were about. They got like I saw them on stage at the Joiners, right, and they were like third on the bill. They were like third out of four bands on the bill or something, and then the next time I saw them, they were on like the main blooming stage at like a big festival. Oh, you never made it over here, mate. It's a shame, but uh, yeah, if you had, I guarantee you, the Joiners probably would have been a stop on a tour. It's one of those. It's one of those like tiny venues that so many bands that went on to be famous have passed through there. At one point or another. They've not always been the headliners when they've passed through there as well, which has been the weird thing. But it is just one of those venues. I'm just going to see if I can find a list actually of some of the bands that have played there. I don't know. I'm going to have a look. I mean, you know, okay, this yeah, Joiners has got a Wikipedia article actually, but let's have a little. Let's have a few. Well, I said I mentioned Oasis, Coldplay, Dragon Force. Yeah, they were there. Ed Sheeran, of course. Yeah, he was there, wasn't he? Green Day, I mentioned. Napalm Death. Well, actually, yes, I saw Napalm Death in there, but I've also seen Napalm Death in a couple of places in Southampton. Manic Street Preachers, of course. Yep, they played in there. Supergrass, Super Furry Animals, the Vaccines. Yeah, they were. Oh, that's right, they were in there, weren't they? The Zootons, the Verve, Catatonia. That's Catatonia, the indie band, not the metal band Catatonia, I think. But yeah. Oh, yes. No. Well, the Levelers, obviously. Yeah. Wheatus. Oh, yeah. They were a lot one-hit wonder, weren't they? But um, Skunk Anansi. Yeah. There's a lot of bands there. I remember. Arctic Monkeys, of course. Yes. Um, yeah. A lot of big. Yeah. A lot of big. A lot of people who went on and did. Became quite big. Who played at the Joiners over the years. So yeah. So at least I can sort of say I've been on the same stage as some of these bands now. So yeah, that's them. That's them. Yeah, I think there was like an ironic thing that Oasis supported the Verve on a tour one year, and then the following year it was the Verve supporting Oasis on the tour because when Oasis suddenly got really big. So and then the Verve would get big. The Verve got big again, like in the late '90s with like they did when actually Bittersweet Symphony was a bit of a breakout hit for them. Um, Yeah, it's a good track, Bittersweet Symphony. Um, Always loved the video to it as well. Always, I don't know that video lot was played so often. It was a bit of a night, but when it was released, that video was like kind of iconic in a certain way. Oh, that's surprising. Yeah, because that particular album as well, there were several big hits they had off that album. The Drugs Don't Work was a big hit in the UK. So it's definitely yeah, they were. And it was actually that video as well, Dick, was parodied by a band called Fat Les who did this song for the 1998 Foot Soccer World Cup, and they're called Vindaloo, and they parodied the Verve's video. Um, yeah, I mean they had like I said they had a few hits in the UK, but yeah, I mean I had to find some good like British rock. I mean, the thing is, you probably know a lot of good British rock bands already, Dick. Probably more than I do, but I've always appreciated Dick Dawson's gave me on certain chill streams, giving me a real hey Rex,
Oh, hey, Gothis.
hey, good to see you, mate.
How you been?
Yeah, not too bad. But yeah,
Wait, who
just
died? Who died? Oh, never mind.
uh, yeah, yeah. Never mind, never mind. Just explain this. This is like I said. This is a funeral-free zone, but it's not a. But it's also not a let's bash on the Royals thingy event either. So, just want to chill and get away from the wall-to-wall coverage for a little while. Just providing a little space for that. Dick Dawson says hi, Rex.
Oh, hey, Dick. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, there's nothing else on. Well, okay, then. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's near enough done now, most of it, but I know here that the coverage will be going on well after the whole surface is done and whatever. So,
Yeah,
we won't get away from it today, in the UK at least. So I just sort of provide a little space if people want to come in for a little while and just get away from it.
Yeah.
Talk about other things.
Yeah. Anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just shooting the shit about music with Dick in the chat, so when you came in.
Oh yeah, there's a little venue that's south of me in the next state, and they have like War, and they had like Marilyn Manson. Who else did they have? Yeah, they had a lot of big bands that went on to be even bigger bands. So I know what you mean. You got to start somewhere. So.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's some bands who never get past playing in little venues like that, but it's comes a little bit prestigious with certain venues, doesn't it? That you play there because all these people have been there in the past. It's so.
Oh yeah, like I said, everybody started somewhere. Black Sabbath started in a small bar band.
Yeah. They were a blues band called Earth, I believe, to begin with.
Yeah, I think so. And then they just blew up.
Well, I think it was the fact that they wrote the song Black Sabbath. I think it was kind of the bit of a turning point for them. I did hear a story that I think it was it might have been in Tony Iommi's book or something, and I'm sure that this is a little bit embellished legends as well, but that they were playing some gig somewhere, but they were just absolutely tanking one night, and then decided to play the song Black. So, well, we're tanking as it is. Why don't we play that song Black Sabbath? And apparently, just suddenly, everyone suddenly sort of like just stopped what they were doing and started paying attention when that hit, and they were like, "Okay, we're on to now." I don't know how true that story is. If that's been embellished a little bit over the years, I'm sure it has, but
hey, good stories need a little bit of embellishment. A little bit of tweaking here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oh, well, that's like me back in high school, like many moons ago. We were playing at this party, and we were actually playing in a garage. Dude opened his garage and said, "Set up in there." And we were playing covers, and none of us could sing, so nobody was doing vocals for it. And the people were just kind of ho hum and meh, and and then we started playing a song that we wrote that were just an instrumental, wasn't any words supposed to be made to it, and everybody was like, "Oh, what is this shit?" And yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I played the bass, my buddy played the guitar, and my other friend played the drums. And yeah, they were just like, "Where did that come from?" And I was like, "Out of our head."
Yeah, I mean, I've never been like. I mean, I love music, but I've never been like, should you say, gifted musically in. So you know,
Well, I mean, I get that. I tried to play the guitar, and I was like, this is too many strings for me. So I
yeah,
switched over to the bass, and yeah, I was pretty good on the bass.
yeah. I've heard a few people have told me said similar things to me. Like a friend of mine who played in a number of bands, he played bass. I mean, he said he learned, he tried to learn the guitar. And he said he can play the guitar. He will say not very well, but pretty damn good bass player.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could work the guitar, but it was just too many strings. I kept breaking strings, and I was like,
Yeah,
you know what? A bass has got thicker strings. Maybe I won't break those. And I switched over to the bass, and I was pretty good at it.
yeah. Well, it was good for my friend as well because he used to do vocals. He found that he could he got good enough on the bass where he could do vocals and play bass. So because he was a pretty decent vocalist as well.
Yeah, okay. You just reminded me of Lemmy.
Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you that now. My friend was like Lemmy was his like you know Lemmy. If he was ever tried to emulate anyone, it was Lemmy.
Fair enough.
It
Fair enough.
included one of his bands. When there's a couple of the songs, and you can see it's like, oh, you are trying so much to do Lemmy here. For you do it's such a much. You could believe it was a much. If I don't know if the song's anywhere online. I have to see if I can find it. But it was so much of a. It sounded so like a Motorhead song.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I mean, I tried to sing and play the bass at the same time, but I would always either fuck up the lyrics or fuck up the
Mm,
bass line. Yeah, so.
yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can find it. Uh, okay, it's on Spotify, but I'm just wondering if I can share this, whether it will play. Okay, well, this is going to be an experiment here. Screen. Share tab audio. Okay. Let's give this a try. Now I'm sure this won't get a copyright hit. That's if I can get this to play.
Well, give it a shot.
Okay. Spotify doesn't want to play it for some reason. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm logged into it, to be honest, but um let's remove the screen for the moment anyway. I'm gonna see if there's somewhere else that I can find this.
That's pretty funny, Mark. Yeah, some people think I sang pretty good, and some people thought I sang like shit. So, six of one, half a dozen of the other. Eh.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh well. I was actually hoping I could play this song, but
Just let me ask you and everybody in the audience, am I echoing? because I was told.
I don't think
Well,
I'm hearing the echo from you, but
good, good. Because I was told the last stream I was on that I was echoing really bad. I went back and listened to it. Yeah, I was echoing really bad. So at least it's not doing it now. Thanks, Dick.
yeah. So I'm messing about with stuff right now, and it's just becoming a real nuisance.
Oh, you're fine. I can keep going here for a minute while you doing that.
Yeah, no worries,
Um,
mate. I'm trying to mess
yeah.
about there and keep half an eye on the chat and talking. Definitely not a.
Well, I'm a big fan of Black Sabbath and
Oh, I
Led Zeppelin.
love me some Sabbath.
Yeah, and Iron Maiden and Ronnie James Dio. Even
Yeah,
when he was in Black Sabbath, I loved that shit. It was great. Who else? Mm, let me think. Megadeth. I like some
oh yeah,
Metallica.
I
Yeah, I
like
like
some.
some Metallica.
I love Slayer. Love
Oh,
Slayer.
Slayer's good. Yeah. Oh, Man of War. Lots of people have not heard of Man of War.
Oh, I'm missing out on some stuff.
Oh yeah. I would put that shit on and people were like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Man of War. Who is that?" I'm like, go look them up. Who was the other one? Oh, Halloween. They were from
Oh,
like they were from Sweden or Finland or something like that.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, they were really good.
All right.
I'm trying to think. Oh, it's Monday and I haven't had to work today, so I'm drinking a few beers. Give me a minute. Um,
Yeah, no worries.
who did that song Voodoo?
Uh,
Voodoo, voodoo. Oh, I can't think of the name
oh,
of the band.
darn. Yeah, that's good in my head, and I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't think of their name either. It's not System of the Down. They did uh shit, I can't think of the name of the song. Self righteous angels. Shit, I can't think of it right now.
Mm.
Fuck, I'm
I
gonna have to
can't.
go look it up. I'm gonna have to go look
Yeah.
it up.
I,
It's breaking my brain.
but yeah, I can't find it. This, but I can't find it. But my friend's band, his drummer was Mike Ellis, who used to be the drummer for a British metal band called Aragorn back in the day, who had a few hits. So they was like supported a few big acts, but never quite got there, there themselves.
All right. It's Godsmack. That's who did Voodoo and a bunch of other good stuff.
Oh, cool. A Godsmack.
Yeah.
There's a blast from the past. Yeah, pretty decent band they are, Godsmack.
Chop Suey, that's the name of the one by System of a Down. Yeah.
Mm.
And then they've got a song called "Bring Your Own Beer." Yeah, I can be down with that. Yeah, as long as I ain't got to share, you know.
Oh, hello. So you just muted. Okay.
Oh yeah, I had to blow my nose. I didn't want y'all to
Oh,
have to
fair
hear that.
enough. Fair enough.
Not a pleasant
No,
sound.
I think Bim Millsabove was supposed to be joining us, but I don't know. I mean, if you don't, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this going, to be honest. But
Well, I mean, it's your stream. You do what you want to do.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's getting a little. So I am gonna. I mean, really, like I said, just want to do an hour out somewhere between an hour and 2 hours, really. Anyway, just get away from the just get away from the nonsense. Just the constant wall to wall stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel about the rules, and I'm not gonna like press you on it.
Yeah.
But over
Oh,
here,
I'll be happy to tell you, but this probably isn't the day to be doing it. So I'll just
well,
put it that
fair.
way.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure if you catch me on like one of Purple streams or Diana streams or whoever, and this subject comes up, I'll quite gladly tell you, tell everyone.
Well, I tried to get on Lavender Stream one time, and it says this streaming whatever that she uses is not compatible with my browser, so I have to
Oh,
stay in the chat. Yeah,
I think she uses Google Meets, doesn't she?
I'm not sure,
Hmm.
but I'm on my tablet, so it's
Yeah.
probably some kind of bullshit. So,
Well, yeah, more than likely, mate. More than likely. Well, I'm thinking I might draw this to a close actually, because so we've been going about an hour and a half now. So
yeah,
but hopefully I've provided a little light relief or just something else to do, for people for a little while. So thanks for joining, Rex. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Yeah, I won't plug anything because I don't really have anything really coming up. Unless you've got anything you want to plug, Rex, or
no, not really. Just thanks for having me up, and it was a blast
yeah.
talking about music and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Sorry, I mean, I might have to call it to halt anyway because like I said, I've had some my medical issues have flared up a little during this stream as well, which they always pick the worst moments to do it. So
Oh, that's fair enough. I mean, I get
so
that.
it's becoming a little uncomfortable for me to sit here now. So I might need to start drawing it to a close now, mate.
Okay,
Okie
that's
doke.
cool.
Well, thanks for coming on. Once again, thanks for coming on. Thanks to everyone in the chat. It's been Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Gonna shut it down now. See you guys later. Salute.
Take care.